Now, the weekend is here. It's going to stay hot most likely through Sunday, and then we get a break next week. See, we get back into the 80s. But you'll also see on that graphic, I'll show it to you again in a second, that the temperatures are going to start to fall back into the 80s, but the chance for showers and storms will be increasing. So just make sure you're staying hydrated. Even if you're out at the lake, you're at the pool, you're in the water, you can get dehydrated. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Any other fluids you're drinking out there, you may want to limit the alcohol or at least manage it with a lot of water in between as well. Always some good advice there. Excessive heat warning will continue through tomorrow, maybe extended into Sunday in some areas. We're talking heat index about 105 to 110. In the advisory area, you guys got a big break Friday as the rain-cool boundary kind of storm slid off to the south right along the state line. But you're looking at heat index around 100 to 105 in that area. Over the next 4 days, that beautiful picture of Thames Ford Lake in the background there. We're going 40% tomorrow. I'm going to go through this in a second. 96 for the high, heat index again 110 or so. 93 Sunday, heat index around 107. And then Monday and Tuesday being the 4th of July, it's not going to be a washout. I wouldn't cancel any plans, but just know you may have an hour to 2 hour delay in some of those outdoor plans, and hopefully we'll get some more rain-cooled air. Strong storms will be possible as we go through the weekend. Here is that weekend forecast. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Notice most of the storms are going to go up and around this area of high pressure and track away from us. However, today we had a cluster of thunderstorms, today being Friday, depending on when you're watching this. We had a cluster of thunderstorms over in Mississippi, and I think the same thing's probably going to happen. So I'm using two different models here. We've got the HRRR model and then the graph model, because it kind of gives you an overview of this scenario here as we go into the weekend. As we go past 8 o'clock tomorrow morning into roughly 11 o'clock at noon, we start to see these isolated storms fire up. Any of these storms could be on the strong side and briefly severe with downburst type winds. But the HRRR model is the one showing more of this, and this is pretty much what happened in Mississippi today, and it kind of flares them back up. This is going to be more reflection here of the graph model. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but nothing really has the last few days, to be honest with you. It just kind of shows that area weakening as it moves in. Notice we still have this ring of fire basically around this area of high pressure. As we get into Sunday, it all starts to change. So overnight into Sunday morning, cluster of thunderstorms moving in from the northwest. This will be one of those complexes, and we could see some wind damage with this, as can be the case this time of year around that rim of high pressure. Notice as we get into Sunday, this is when we start to see more thunderstorms. If it's 95 degrees, you bet these storms are going to be strong because they're going to have a lot of fuel to work with. Notice as we go through the late afternoon hours, kind of fades away a bit. But I would expect at least more storms as we get by Sunday evening again. So again, heat illness indicators, I want to leave you with this. And don't forget to subscribe here on my YouTube channel. This is what you need to know between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Heat exhaustion, you're just going to feel faint or dizzy working out in the yard, things like that. With the heat stroke, you're going to have more of a throbbing headache. Excessive sweating versus no sweating at all. The heat stroke, again, your skin is dry, it's hot, and it's red, as opposed to clammy and cool and pale. Both of these will give you a nausea or feeling that you need to vomit, things like that. Just take a break. Get inside. If you're having heat exhaustion, you're going to have a rapid, weak pulse. You'll have a rapid, strong pulse with the heat stroke, and you may actually lose consciousness. You're going to get muscle cramps with both of them. Muscle cramps, if you feel you're starting to cramp up, usually that's your body telling you you need to drink water. And if it gets too bad, of course, you have heat stroke, you need to be calling 911. So I hope you all have a safe 4th of July weekend. It's a long, extended weekend with the 4th of July on a Tuesday. If you're going to be out boating, make sure you do have a life jacket and a way to monitor storms, as they're hard to see this time of year with all the haze.